If we look to the lithium industry today, 90% of all lithium comes from very few countries. Comes from Australia, comes from China, comes from Chile, Argentina are the big producers. They actually produce 90% of all the lithium in the world. And then again, we also have to say most of the top producer is in Australia. They produce more than 40% of the world's lithium. But they only break the ore and then they ship it to China. So it eventually means that China controls more than 70% of the lithium in the world today, which is obviously, and we hear about that in the news every day, that is becoming an issue, especially for the US, for Europe, and for other countries that would like to get battery manufacturing going as well. If we look to the lithium sources, about 2/3 of the world's lithium comes from hard rock mining, which is kind of the old technology. About 1/4 comes from solar evaporation ponds down in South America. We're going to get back to what these production methods are and also why we're different. And then about 10% comes from direct lithium extraction, which is basically what we do. We just do it in a little bit different way than anybody else. If we look to the US production, well, the US actually used to be a global leader in lithium production. Back in the 90s, 27% of all lithium was mined in the US. Today, it's less than 1%. And what we do know is that by 2035, 30% of the world's lithium demand will be right here in the US. So there's obviously a great gap between that less than 1% production and 30% demand. 87% of all lithium today goes to EV batteries. That has really been the accelerator for lithium demand. And then it's used in other industries like consumer electronics, various industrial applications as well. We are facing a lithium shortage. Up until now, the market has been balanced. In fact, there's been an overcapacity this year. Last year, we've seen lithium prices come down significantly, and that's because we have an oversupply. It is going to stay balanced throughout 2025, but already next year, we could actually be facing a lithium shortage. And the reason for that is that simply not enough lithium projects are planned. Down in the bottom here, we can see the projects that are already planned to come online. Some of them are more likely than others, but we can also see that that's not even enough. So lithium demand is growing fast, not enough capacity is planned. I actually read last week that it now takes an average of 18 years to bring new mining operations online. And if we apply that to this, we can see that we are not going to be able to handle that lithium shortage that we are facing now. And this is why we need to come up with new ideas like ourselves, how we can set up operations much, much quicker.